You left behind. Get yourself a powder shawl to seal that silver mine. Lost my boots in trance and beer, pot of smoke and leather. I nailed a retread to my feet and prayed for better weather. Half step Mississippi uptown, toodaloo. Oh baby, I'm gone goodbye. Half a cup of rock and rye. Farewell to you, old southern skies. I'm on my way, my way. When your ship comes in, the first man takes the sails, second takes the after deck, the third the tanks and rails. What's the point to calling shots? This queue ain't straight in line. Cuba's made of styrofoam, no one's got the time. Mississippi uptown, toodaloo. Hello, baby, I'm gone goodbye. Have a cup of rock and rye. Farewell to you, all southern skies. I'm on my way, on my way, on my way.
Yo, how's it going? I was just really enjoying that. I was making coffee, which I haven't poured. I realized I don't have milk, which drink coffee without milk, right? I'm not gonna hate it that much. I used to drink specifically black coffee anyway. Oh, I got a see-through thing going on. I completely forgot about that. Looking tan though. See-through thing. What do we do about this? Well, I'm gonna explain the deck, then we'll queue up and I'll go change my shirt. It's pretty much the same. The only thing that's worth mentioning right now is I have this copy of Grim Wanderer in over one copy of Mog War Marshal. I don't know if this is good. I suspect it's bad, but we're gonna try it out. It won us the very first game we played with it, so it's probably not that bad. So we'll see. Let's just queue it up, keep it going. Can't remember who it was that was telling me to check out my mana base the other day and maybe redo it, but honestly, I think it's fine. It checks all my boxes right now, so I'm gonna look for a match and I'm gonna change my shirt so I'm not completely see-through all day. Be right back. Yo. So, I've got some kind of planning phone call at a couple hours from now. So I'm only gonna have time for one league, even though I'm starting so early in the day. And then I've got band practice later tonight. Should be good. Just gonna see if we can nab a trophy here. Archie Coder. We're gonna play first, and I think against the Luris deck, the combo is like, hair's looking wild. Against the Luris deck, the combo is not super likely, nor is Snoop likely to survive, but we do have Matron to go search for Ringleader, so it's like we do have 2, 3, 4. We have Matron to search for Harbinger too, if that works out, so we'll keep it. We're gonna lead on Stomping Ground, then play Blackleaf Cliffs. Just to keep our mana as painless as possible. So, turn 1, Stomping Grounds tap, pass it over to Archie. Archie Coder. I wonder if that's a reference to something, Archie Coder. Like a Linux, Arch Linux. So we see the Ragavan, which is something you never want to see, but we had outs, so we didn't find them. Play Snoop. The chances that they don't have a full spell are almost 0. We may have already lost this game. Especially keeping a 5-lander against Ragavan with no relevant interaction. Can't see, but I'm pouring coffee out of a fancy percolator. It's not fancy. drink my water. Snow-covered Ragavan, black red. What is going on here? Well, now we no longer have anything that we wanted. But if they don't have Unholy Heat, maybe we just draw. Maybe we just draw a Boggart Harbinger and that's it. So let's reshuffle and look for it. I guess I'll grab Basic Mountain. I have all my colors of mana. Pull that off the top. Okay. There was an argument to be made that I should have used the mana from Snoop to cast that anyway, in case this was a 3-drop on top. But the 3-drops we care about are mostly Boggart Harbingers, so you wanted the Snoop untapped anyway. It's like you weren't going to cast it, but you could. We can attack. It means they can attack with Ragavan, but they're going to attack with Ragavan and we're not going to block. Because I don't think we should block. They're going to steal our ringleader. I guess we could chump. Maybe we chump. So we just hit him for 3. We'll chump. Next turn we'll attack for 4. Seems good to me. Coffee without milk tastes way different. So the ignoble was free. It keeps the ringleader on top of our deck, which is going to help us play Auntie's Hovel untapped as well. So we'll see what we draw off of this ringleader, and find out what that means for the rest of our game. So we drew a whole bunch of cards. Next turn we can Harbinger plus Expert. We get them to 11 and they attack us. They have extra mana, which maybe like, now they have 3 mana though, right? What could be their extra mana? Bloodbraid Elf? So let's say we attack them down to 11. Next turn we attack them down to 9, best case, and then that puts them in virtual 5. I guess yeah, I think we gotta keep the pressure up. Because if I try to slow down to, like, outpace this Ragavan, I don't know what they've got. They have Luris, so it's not like I'm going to really win that long game. Coffee's pretty good, though. I got this German chocolate cake coffee. That's what it's called, German chocolate cake. It is so good. Ragavan, don't hit anything good. Unearth, oh my god. And you can't cycle it, right? You can cast it? Yeah. Cycling doesn't count as casting, so Unearth not going to be just a free card for them. And lucky me, I haven't killed any of their creatures because I couldn't, even if I wanted to. That ringleader being on top was really, really fortunate, though. They're gonna Inquisition away this munitions expert. We're gonna be stuck with this Harbinger. We have to hope that we draw something good. I guess you could play Sling Gang and then you're just brick walling this Ragavan. But you open up your Sling Gang to removal if you do that. Well, let's see how the different layout is looking today. I'm not sure I like it. I'm not sure I like it. Obviously, this gold order is bad. I need to fix that, but like, I don't know. They're gonna Thoughtseize my Sling Gang Lieutenant, and I'm gonna be stuck with just this Harbinger. But I can Harbinger. Oh my god, that's hot. Holy shit. The handle. I just got a little too close to the mug. Burned a lot. It's like 60 degrees today, so it's hot coffee weather. They don't know about this. They know about all the other lands. Might as well get this into play untapped while we can. Leave up all our colors of mana. So if I play this, what could I put on top that ends the game if they're at 7 life? Nothing, right? Because I take them to 5. And this would be 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, they'd survive at 1. So I think the play here is to get Ringleader on top and just hit them. Because... oh, wait. Oh, if I do that... they get to just ping my Harbinger. Oh, man. Now that I put Ringleader on top, I have to protect myself. So they're going to ping this Harbinger. I'm going to draw a Ringleader. I'm going to have to block the Ragavan with my own Ringleader. But we'll draw another Ringleader, and hopefully that brings us to the promised land of beating Jund and Ren in 6. Jund is a 50-50 matchup in general. Like, you can't really be too upset about it. It's possible I should have put something like Snoop on top, because we saw that they didn't have removal earlier. But it's been a while in this game, so one of the unfortunate things about blocking a Ragavan like this is that if they have another Ragavan, you've now opened it up out of their hand, which is really possible given how little they've played this game. Lily? Oh, they put Lurrus into their hand and then played Dragon Rage Channeler. Can't attack into Dragon's Rage Channeler, which is fortunate. Gotta play this mountain first because I want to leave both Nina and Black open. Don't want to shock Blood Crypt into play, not knowing if I have a play or not. Well, I mean, I guess it's not good. Definitely not good. Can attack into Dragon's Rage Channeler, and this is like a demonstration of why MH2 Red is like so good against us. Ragavan made them a ton of mana. Dragon's Rage Channeler brick walls us for the turn that, turn that it can block, but also just puts on so much pressure right now. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. They have a 6 turn clock with just that, but the Ren in 6 and the Lurrus obviously as well speed that up. But our turn is 4 turns, and we've done so much damage to them, you know what I mean? Like, they're barely behind. If even at all at this point. Seem to have stabilized pretty well. Not that I've drawn very well. So they dash Ragavan from the graveyard, which I had gotten you could do. But that takes creature out. I don't know what's on top. I'm gonna let him hit me. Just 2 damage and a mana, but he has a ton of mana. And we can hope that he doesn't hit our Sling Gangs. It's Boggart Harbinger, not a big deal. I guess Boggart Harbinger is something I could have cast next turn, but my plan right now is to play Kiki G, make a copy, kill Ren in 6. Got another Boggart Harbinger, alright. The worst case will be playing that. we oh, we can only play a 2-drop along with our Kiki Jiki. So we're really looking for munitions expert here to kill this Luris. Find Grim Wanderer. Nothing's died yet, but we'll be able to play it at the end step. Grim Wanderer is big. This is the sort of matchup that it is sort of good in. Wait a minute. If I attack them, they go down to 3, but Luris cracks back. So they go back up to 6. Then I do have more than 6 power. I think... Oh, no! Oh, damn it. I meant to attack with both. It's gonna look like I did that on purpose, and it's not a big deal. It is a play I could have made. I didn't want to do that. I thought I was attacking with all. I thought that's what I had clicked. I wanted to kill Ren in 6. So they decide that they have no other value possible off Luris. We'll just flash in this Grim Wanderer now. I mean, by flashing, I mean play at sorcery speed. Coffee makes the brain turn on. All these are revealed from thought seasons and stuff. So Kiki Jiki competes with Luris. Is he gonna double ping my Kiki? That's fine. I could even put another Kiki Jiki on top. He made the wrong color mana, it looks like. If he's gonna double ping. How is he casting Ren in 6 with black mana? Oh, he just let it float? Alright, good for you, dude. Would Kiki Jiki copying Grim Wanderer have been lethal next turn? You swing both of them, they have to block. Nah, it wouldn't have been lethal, but you would have forced a trade with Luris and DRC. We don't have any more ringleaders, but we have more Kiki Jikis. Ragavan. Alright. So we gotta deal 7 to them, which means we kind of really need Sling-Gang Lieutenant plus 1 more Goblin. Yeah, I will block that, Luris. Ignoble is not very good, although it does force a trade with 2 of their guys. So we play Ignoble. If we swing with just Grim Wanderer, this is 6 damage. And it's a 6/4, so they have to double trade with DRC. Which I guess is maybe not the best thing to do, considering they just play him again. Yeah, and if I would have just waited, they're forced to attack. Oh, that was so bad. That was a punt. This is just my first game. That's all that's going on. I wasn't really thinking. I'm gonna turn down my music slightly. Turn it down from here. I don't know how loud it is for you guys. But that was a bad play I just made, so there's that. I guess I have to get munitions expert. Maybe I'm just supposed to get Snoop or Kiki Jiki. I think Kiki Jiki is probably the best bet. Play this tap. They already know about this Blood Crypt if they've been keeping track, so holding the land doesn't do for us. That was a big misplay I made. Although, I guess they could have, like, replayed Ren in 6. So I'm not... Like, here they could double ping us. Oh, they're gonna double ping the ringleader? Because they know that that's, like, the best thing to copy with Kiki? Yeah. I'm just not fully aware of all the lines in this game. Not dialed in close enough. But we'll have a Kiki Jiki, and we'll be able to kill this Ren in 6, I believe. Oh, I have to block this, otherwise he takes my Kiki Jiki. And then I have, like, nothing to copy with Kiki Jiki. Although you can attack in with a Hierarch copy at this Ren in 6 and kill it. Make green mana here. I don't know why. I feel like making green mana. Maybe we could just call a truce, me and my opponent. So here you make a copy of Hierarch. Get 2 Exalted triggers with your token. Kill Ren in 6. So they can't double ping your Kiki next turn as well. They do get to gain 3 off of Lurrus if they are feeling confident. And swinging in. We may still win this game even though I made a pretty big misplay. By attacking with those... with the Grim Wanderer. The Grim Wanderer would have been really good because they would have had... Well, we would have been at 9 and then we would have went to attack. I wish it said cast Dragon's Rage Channeler from the graveyard or from hand. I think that was from hand. This concert's been really good. September 1st, 79? Is that what it is? Yeah. Alright, so they cast the Ren from the graveyard, which surveils. Dragon's Rage Channeler is so much value, as is Lurrus. Imagine how this game would look if they didn't draw Lurrus. We would have crushed them if they didn't draw Lurrus. We just haven't been able to remove it. This is obviously really bad. Right here, our best play, like what we're bluffing, is Munitions Expert into Copy Munitions Expert, which is like why you might wait. They can't respond with a kill spell. But we don't have that. Just what we're bluffing. Yeah, so we force the Inquisition out of them. Now we can F6. I'm looking at my face as I drink this coffee, and it's like a half grimace. How's it going, Kalante? Good to see you. We just started this. We made a pretty big misplay. We might have lost, even though I think it was the better line to take. But we're just getting destroyed by Lurrus here. Unable to get any real value. Unable to get it off the board, and they've cast about 6 cards off of it. Is Stream Decker updated? I think it's got something like this. It doesn't have the sideboard, and it doesn't have the Grim Wanderer, but the Grim Wanderer is a test slot anyway. So, I would say yes. I would say go for that Stream Decker list and not feel bad about it. All right, so we're playing against Ragavan, Luris. Bullshit. You know, a lot of people say to bring in Leyline. Really dislike it. We could play Chalice. Just stop them from casting most of their spells, which I like. The combo is like really unlikely, even though we could have done it that game. No vials. No vials is correct. Cirque Prospector, not so good. I mean, Kiki Jiki is a ton of value, but it's not what you're going for. And now here's where it is, where it's always like, I don't want to remove any of these cards because this is what I want to play against Jund. And there just so happens to be 4 cards that I don't even think are good. But what we can do on the play. Well, they have 0. Well, I guess they have Jund, so they could theoretically deal. Here's what I think I want to do. I don't think I want ley lines, and I don't think that I want chalices. I think I want these, because these are gonna 2-for-1 them. We can cast them on X=1. Bring in a bunch of kill spells and whatever. Wrist is just more removal too. Grim Wanderer is the new one from AFR, which I don't even remember what that stands for. Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. There you go. I got it. We'll keep this. This is a very keepable hand. You draw a land. You're very happy. Draw most of your spells. You're happy. We'll bluff a lightning bolt here. But having a punishment in hand when you could punishment on one on curve, probably pretty good, I would say. Because if they go Ragavan into Dragon's Rage, you're real happy about that. So our bluff is done. So I'm just gonna get the F6 value here. They may end up taking punishment because it's a 2-for-1, but I would imagine they take Snoop. We play out Crater Maker, they kill Crater Maker, and they hope we don't top deck a land. That's my guess. I think that's where I would go if I were them. Although I don't know how much pressure they have. So if they don't take that line, you can be sure they're on a long game. But yeah, there you go, Snoop. Snoop is gone. I think it's worth not telling them I have a land. So we're gonna continue the charade, because maybe they'll double 1-drop here. So the facsimile for this card, facsimile, is that the word? This similar card that I could be playing, is Engineered Explosives, and Engineered Explosives would be slightly better in this matchup because it kills Ren in 6, and this doesn't. We don't actually know if they're on Saga. I imagine they are with Ren in 6, which makes this a way better board card than I realized. Punishment, you didn't realize, gets Saga and all of the tokens that you make no matter what. So, they already know about these 3 cards. They don't know about Munitions Expert. I don't know what I want to get with Matron, other than just Ringleader. But I almost don't want to get Ringleader. I think I'm just supposed to pass. Because I get to hold up Munitions Expert in response to a removal spell. I get to also trigger Crater Maker if I need to. But I would rather have them play a bunch of 1-drops The downside of what I did was not being able to kill Dragon's Rage before it gets more value. They put one card into the graveyard so far because of my decision, so we'll see how much value I get buried in here. So, we are currently in the process of planning, like, okay, this is like sort of best case. This is why I did what I did, because I wanted to be able to kill a Ren in 6. Oh, wow, okay. They didn't even activate Ren in 6? That's a mistake. So, I believe we're supposed to we could tag Dragon's Rage Channeler and not necessarily kill Ren in 6. Or we could tag Ren in 6 and not necessarily kill Ren in 6 either, because if this is a removal spell, then I deal 1 and then I attack for 2 and they could probably block. Because they have artifact, land, sorcery. So yeah, if it's an instant, we're sort of screwed, but this is the guaranteed value for if they have an instant. Doesn't look like they have an instant. So we're gonna attack through the Dragon's Rage Channeler. I did search up Tarfire, or I do have a Tarfire to search up, but I would rather not search up Tarfire. So we're gonna kill Ren in 6. If they try shenanigans with Dragon's Rage Channeler, you can kill it with the instant on the stack. And while you don't kill Ren in 6, you kind of force the ping out of it. This is a lot of value that munitions expert ended up getting, so that's good. I could just play Sling Gang here. They're not playing Kozilek's Return, right? I think we just play Sling Gang. What does that expose ourselves to? Like another Ren in 6? And then I have a Matron with Tarfire to go kill that, so I think this is a good play. The other option was just casting Matron and it holds up Crater Maker no matter what you get, so maybe our Crater Maker will get a little bit punked here. And it doesn't, because there's no value we could have gotten off of it if they were gonna Abrupt Decay it first, so there is that. So, oh, we can actually kill this. This Torpor Orb. And we're gonna. Another good reason to bring in Prime Punishment. I'm sure they don't realize that that's what's going on, but I'm gonna... I guess they still haven't put Luris... Oh, that's rough. I guess next turn they can Luris into hand, but they can't Luris plus Torpor Orb until they have 5 mana and Luris already in hand. So we'll just kill this Torpor Orb sorcery speed and hopefully play at least the Matron before we get Luris Torpor Orbed. So don't want to get something with an ETB that's important. Which means probably getting Snoop. Could just get Pashalik Mons. It does have to be something pretty good that doesn't have an ETB. Which kind of just puts it at Pashlik, Monzer, Snoop. And I think Snoop is fine. Ooh, look like. How's it going, Rodeo-san? Good to see you. We are down a game against Jund here. I made kind of a big misplay. Well, we're about to get Torpor Orbed for the second time. We killed one Torpor Orb with our punishment, which allowed us to tutor up this Snoop. I don't think that they have a lot of targeted removal in hand because I think this Sling Gang would already be dead, but I could be wrong about that. Could just not have been convenient. So here comes Torpor Orb. But I think if they play Torpor Orb, they're probably just dead. So maybe they don't do that. Maybe they Ren in 6 and take our Sling Gang. That might be the better play for them. But I hope that they Torpor. Which is a good position to be in. So they're going to Ren in 6 and take our Sling Gang, which is pretty bad for us. Because in this long game... Well, we're going to need to get another attack in. We're going to hit him for 5. They're going to go to 4. They're probably going to... Well, they can't play Torpor Orb anymore, actually. Never mind. We need to guarantee Ren in 6 dies, but... they're not playing like they have a Lightning Bolt, so I'm not going to play as if this is a Unholy Heat or something like that. They've seen this. We'll do this before we make any mistakes. We'll terminate this Lurrus. Because Lurrus single-handedly beat us last game. They played about 5 extra spells off Lurrus. So we're going to attack them for 2 with Snoop. We'll send 2 at Ren in 6. And then 1 more at Ren in 6. Or 1 more at them. Because I don't want to put all my eggs in the Snoop basket. If they do bolt my Snoop, then I'm totally screwed. If I sent just that at Ren in 6 out of convenience. But anyway, I was saying earlier, I don't even know if I finished my thought. We're planning like a long form deck discussion, deck tech, to pin to the Goblins Discord. And I'm going to be planning that right after this league. And I wonder what you guys think is important to cover for newer players. Just because... You know, we as many perspectives as possible. Currently, we're just going to do a short history, cover why you would play the deck. I don't plan on going over lines other than just talking about maybe how you do the combo specifically, and then maybe why I play Grist personally. This is unfortunate, this Ragavan. They're gonna get up to 3 mana really quickly, but they don't really leverage it that well. Although turn 1 is when they leverage it best. So see what they have. After the league. Do I Noble Hierarch or do I just block with Skirk? I think I'm just supposed to block with Skirk and take the slow play. Next turn, I think I would run out double Hierarch instead of snooping. Yeah, so there's the Saga that we've sort of been expecting and haven't seen yet. No attacks, so that's good. I think I'm just double hierarching. So just get that started. It makes any punishment I draw. Well, I would probably punishment on 0 the way this one's going. Do I attack? Do I care what they take off the top of my library? Do I care about I do care about the treasure token. The treasure token makes the artifacts even bigger. I'm gonna save this Crater Maker in hand if I can. So next turn, ideally, I'm going to Matron, then sack Matron for Harbinger, then sack Matron to get Snoop out, and just like ask them if they're dead. So this is a bluff block. I will not block if they actually attack. It's the whole thing, Kalante. We're gonna talk about. So I think if it's gonna be like a useful resource, it's gonna need a little bit of history, right? Wow, it's almost like they knew exactly my plan. If I have a land, I can still do the same thing, though. They gave up on getting... Luckily, they can't cast this. And for those of you who are there for the Gemstone Caverns discussion in Discord, this is exactly why you can't play colorless lands in your deck. Munitions Expert is one of your best cards, so... we're just gonna... double red. And you know what? If I Snoop again, it's more resilient to removal, but then unless there's a land underneath, I can't combo, but I think I'll have time. I think I want to be more resilient to removal. Ashlik Mons is not a bad thing to have. We'll just attack. For 2, we have double Snoop, Pashlik Mons coming. They're probably going to Pithing Needle our Snoop here, is my guess. But yeah, I was saying that you kind of need to know why you would play a deck if you're trying to be a resource. So talking about the meta and what types of... So you want to know about what types of decks it's good against, and then talking about going forward why people are playing. Like, we're sort of at this weird crossroads right now where the Death and Taxes players have stopped playing their deck. They don't believe that they can do it without Aether Vial. I'm gonna let this hit me because I want a land. So he's actually helping me out, but didn't get there, which is unfortunate. But there may be a Harbinger underneath this, so we'll see. He's gonna take Crater Maker here because it's the only card that's different, but oh, it doesn't take Crater Maker, even though I have Matron. That's strange. Fatal Push is a good card to have on top, but do I actually care about it? I think we're just gonna shuffle that away. We'll make blue mana, assert our dominance. These are all Jund-colored mana sources. That's why you leave them up. We can kill this Ragavan if we want. 100 different ways. We can just put them dead next turn. Which may be the play. It's a tough call because... Well, Harbinger's not really that bad, is it? Although if I, like, find a land on top, I can just, like, stay even and eventually combo them, which is probably smarter. So I'm feeling... I'm feeling like I should have played this Matron second main, is what I'm feeling like. Let's grab Munitions Expert. Oh, Tarfire on top. That makes everything so much easier. So we attack with Snoop for 4. Hopefully they block. They don't. Fine. We can play this at any point, but if there's like a Skirk Prospector on top, I'm going to want to play it. Although I think I removed one. Yeah, so let's make it so they have to attack. We'll do this. We're definitely gonna play this Starfire off the top no matter what to try and find a land so we can just end it. Yananas 55695. Thank you, M bot. For destroying them. I think that discussing why your cards are good against the meta is like a reason. That's like kind of half of what a deck is. I'm playing this card to beat Ragavan, right? So we'll just kill this Ragavan. Land on top, which means combo incoming. Not that we need it. The fatal, they got, all right, so they abrupt decay us, so no combo incoming. Which is fine. We obviously have all of this. They can't. They can't make another construct here. But we're gonna attack them for 3. So they choose to chump, which means Matron can go for the value route, which I believe they still haven't gotten Luris yet, but they can't get and play it. They're at a really low life total, so getting Sling Gang is like probably pretty good. I think we'll get Sling Gang because they kind of have to deal with it one way or another. And I'm saving this Crater Maker in my hand for a Torpor Orb. Have any of you ever used the Discord stages feature? Because that's what we're planning on using. I have to make some kind of layout so that it looks good. And then we'll have to get everybody's lists. Just all in one form so I could flip through them like slides. But other than that, I kind of just am hoping that we can keep it short and sweet so that people might actually watch. I might end up editing it into like 50 different 10-15 minute. Yeah, I didn't either. But if you go to the Goblins Discord right now, if you look at up underneath welcome and rules and announcements, there's this like person. How's it going, Psalm? There's this like a radiating dude. I don't know how to describe that. I think this just puts them dead on board. Like they know that they're dead if they're paying attention, but they only have 3 minutes, so I understand. It's called Gabbing Goblins. That channel, if you click it, it like starts some kind of weird stages thing where like people can raise their hand and be invited up. It seems like it's just, if you've ever been in like a World of Warcraft raid, it seems like it's basically just like a heavily moderated raid channel where only the raid leader's allowed to speak. And instead of like unmuting people doing it that way, they just call different stuff. I see somebody clicked it. I see somebody clicked the Gabbing Goblins thing. Checking it out. Let me know, because I clicked it yesterday, but there was only me in there. I had no idea what it was like. I just left. But they're dead on board, right? 3, and then I have a million goblins. So we'll attack. So we ended up pulling it out versus Jund Dagavan, which I think is a fine matchup for us. Jund is usually a fine matchup for us. So we can compete. Yeah, I think that is the idea. So I don't want to like get involved in a lecture series. I'm trying to make this as not lecture-y as possible, right? Like it needs to be something that is as far from esoteric as you can man. Has to actually be useful, not just be something that we want to make for ourselves. Might be too much coffee. I don't know. How much coffee is in standard size mug compared to you go to Starbucks and get a grande. Not really sure. Feels like more mug. Carol, would you like? I read that message as if it's the first time I've seen it every time. So this hand is really, really slow. Everything in our hand is a 3-drop, which is not how you play Modern. This isn't fantastic, but I think I'm gonna keep it. If we play against the Blood Moon deck, we're gonna want to be able to get basic Swamp, so I'll throw back Wooded Foothills. There are much better hands than this to keep. In fact, if I could mulligan at this point, I would, but I can't. Because the more I look at this hand, the less I like it. But it's whatever. This could work out. We'll see. If not, and it's a combo matchup, which is most of Modern. It's not, no. The answer is no, Kalante. The big coffee at Starbucks is called a venti because it's 20 ounces. So they pretend that they're Italian roasters and they call it venti. But the medium at Starbucks is called grande because I couldn't tell you why. Because it's big, but not really that big. So before they have a chance to untap and do anything cool, we're just gonna kill this Goblin Guide. So this is a pretty decent hand against Burn in that we get to deal with all of the things we can deal with, which is all of their creatures. And then just pray that they don't have, you know, the rest of it. Like, who uses ounces? Yeah, well, the leaders of the free world use ounces, but only when they're selling stuff. It's like none of the communities that are official. I guess like the FDA would use ounces technically, but we'll reveal his hierarch, play the hierarch, swing at them for 3, and we'll hope that they have more creatures in hand, and they probably don't. If you could guess what a small at Starbucks is called, I would be shocked. I'm just gonna tell it in like 30 seconds after I sip this coffee because it's absurd. And it's funny that in Italy you don't realize that they're just using these weird Italian words. But the word for small is not an Italian word, actually. They call it a tall to make you think that it's not small, like tall, but it's the shortest drink in there. Just, I can see why people were so upset about it way back. We're never going to crack this Bloodstained Mire if we can avoid it. I probably shouldn't have even played it because I have other lands that tap for mana in my hand. Because they have 3 cards in hand. But at this point, if they bolt us, that's this game no matter what. So I'm hoping it's like they play Swift Spear here. Goblin Guide will work. You're supposed to crack supposedly before Goblin Guide attacks, but Goblin Guide attacks. Oh, Goblin Guide doesn't attack. Interesting. Land would have been on top. I'm gonna name Goblin with this. I am gonna attack for 3. These hierarchs are doing work. Just as the... Alright. I suppose they didn't attack with that because they were afraid of clearing a land. But if we're being completely real here, with that Lightning Helix, I was never winning this race with just this, so that's game. We needed to get a Matron into a Sling Gang. Yeah, they are into... It's not really fake Italian branding. Like, that's the only place I think the Italian makes it onto it. Their logo is a I was about to say a merfolk, but their logo is a mermaid. Yeah, I way back when I was playing Kiki Chord, I was like, I knew Exalted on Noble Hierarch was so good, but I couldn't afford them. And I had forgotten. The reason back then it was good is because you could attack with your Birds of Paradise, and it was like, yeah, you get in for however many Hierarchs you have, but in the air. So it was great. Yeah, Exalted is so good. I think Grim Wanderer is probably not that good here. These punishments may not be good. I like them over Chalices because, well, maybe I don't like them over Chalices. Maybe I don't want either of them. Because, like, Unearth is good. Grist is a little slow. This is a tough-ish call. I guess Grim Wanderer puts on a lot of pressure. And then... this is for, like, when they have a lot of 1-drops, but that's what all this is about. I think this is... I mean, we have a solid matchup against Burn one way or another. These couple cards that I'm talking about adding or taking out are not that good. This should be a Mog War Marshal here, which is pretty decent against Burn, but is a Grim Wanderer instead, so we'll see how big a deal that is. Double Unearth, Crater Maker, Sling Gang Lieutenant. If only Unearth could hit Sling Gang, this hand would be like a snap keep and a half. As is, it has no green mana, has painless mana though, and a Crater Maker to block, and then get Unearthed. So I think specifically on the play against Burn, this is a solid hand, because while I do nothing on turn 1, turn 2 I play Crater Maker to block, and if they kill it, then the turn after that I just Unearth it, and I have the activation up. So, like, I think this is fine. If I get to cycle these Unearths, I'll be pretty happy too. What part of Italy are you from, Kalante, that you've never even seen a Starbucks? Because it's not like they don't have McDonald's and Starbucks everywhere in the whole world. They've got them in Iraq. So, like, doubt Italy is safe from Starbucks. I don't believe that there's 0 Starbucks in Italy. I'm looking this up right now. That can't be. How many Starbucks are there in... maybe it's like only in Rome. There's only 11. Wow, that is... I did not expect that. There might as well be 0. Now I believe you. Now I believe you. Wow. I bet they're not happy about that. 11 total. That's like... that sounds like... it doesn't even sound real, almost. So I could kill Eidolon and then just Unearth because I feel like it. I'm going to want to play Sling Gang next turn, so what I'm going to do is just play Wooded Foothills, hopefully grab a Stomping Ground tapped, and we'll do... you know, every time they cast a spell, it hurts them too. You live in... do you pronounce it Bologna or Bologna like everybody says it's pronounced? I doubt it's pronounced that way. People go to local bars. What does it have to do with coffee? You get coffee at the bar? You can get coffee at a bar here, but it's obviously not what it's for. So this is like, I don't want to say best case scenario, but now if they cast a spell, not only do they take the damage from the Eidolon, but we've blocked Swift Spear, and they've taken damage from the Eidolon. So we're going to take 4. That's fine. They take 2 damage from that. We sack. Kill that. Next turn we can still play Unearth. I'm not sure that it's what I wanted. Bologna? That's what I figured. Although if I cast Unearth, I get to force them into the same situation, and I get to play Hierarch, and my Sling Gang Lieutenant is more likely to survive. I kind of like that. So let's do that. And then we'll cast this guy. And then if we can avoid it, we are never casting, or we are never cracking this Bloodstained Mire. That's cool. That makes sense. Makes more sense. Like a place for drinks, alcoholic or otherwise. America, the reason I think it's the way it is in America is because alcohol, not just liquor, but alcohol is like so separate from everything else that they just isolate it. Like, yeah, you can get food at a bar, but Unearth has been great. Unearth has been so good. Do you think they have a second one? It doesn't matter if they have a second one because I would do this either way. All right, this is perfect. This is working out so well. I mean, you can see here, Unearth was a big deal. Being that much cheaper than Matron is so good, and get Negroni from that's funny. So we can do that again. It will cost us 2 life, but we're not gonna. Here we're gonna do this. Now do I want to unearth this? Because I still will have it up. Have up Crater Maker's activation. I kinda don't want to go to 7. It is 2 burn spells at the minimum. Going to 7. How often do I cycle it? You cycle it in matchups where you are getting Blood Mooned, or if you're stuck on 2 lands. Other than that, you can pretty much always find value from it. But because it costs actual black mana in matchups where you're playing Blood Moon, often you can't cast it, so you'll just cycle it. But it's good. Like that's not even bad in that case. I think here, because I have the Sling Gang in play, I can afford to go to 7. And we just leave up the activation. It's been really, really good. And it's one of the best parts about it is that it attacks on a very similar axis to Aether Vial, in that it makes your cards a lot cheaper. Now you have to get them in the graveyard, obviously. But yeah, I don't think attacking is the move here. Oh my goodness. That is not... I mean, I don't even think that's bad for us. I'll play this. Do I attack for 3 here? Or 4 as 3? I think I do attack for 3. And they can, you know, get rid of one of their Eidolons if they want, but... Oh, man, maybe I shouldn't have done that. I guess I can, like... I can just kill the Swift Spear and have them stuck under 2 Eidolons. And then, if they cast 1 spell, they take 4 damage, right? So they take 4 down to 7, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I only need 3 more damage. So if they cast 2 spells, they're just dead. Yeah, I think I was supposed to, I think I was supposed to attack because of that. And then I also think I'm supposed to keep this alive. So I think we stumbled onto the right line. I didn't think they would double block. I don't know why. And, They kind of can't cast spells. And I think they have all lands in hand anyway. I feel comfortable enough to thin my deck here and get a little bit more mana. Because it will be relevant if I find a ringleader or something. Copperline Gorge. Alright, we're going to attack. We're going to attack for 2. We're likely chumping. So they bolt that. And they go to 4. That is so bad for them if this last card in my hand is not a land, but they know it's a land somehow. So we're going to take 4. But I lock them out from casting spells. But they obviously don't have to cast spells to win. But double Eidolon is going to pressure them. I don't think it matters if I chump block. Like, at all.
We're gonna take a break. We'll be back.
So I'm gonna take 1 hit. Because no matter what, if they cast a spell, they're dead. Next turn we'll chump if we have to. Hopefully this is... Alright. Now we're probably gonna have to double chump. That doesn't do anything for us. Maybe I should have chumped. Maybe I should have chumped. I forgot that if I found anything but a 4-drop, I was gonna have to take 100 million damage to cast something. Man, and we lose. I messed up by not chumping last turn. We wouldn't have won anyway, but now they can cast a spell and kill us, and we lose. Because they're at 4. So they only take 2 from casting this spell, and then here we go. They got us. We got O2'd there, but I don't think we... Like, it's gonna happen. You're gonna lose to Burn some amount of the time, but... We have a fine matchup against Burn. But yeah, Unearth has been really good. And that's part of what I hope to discuss in this thing that we're planning. Hopefully it's like next week sometime. I know we wanted to do it this weekend, but I don't think it gives people enough time if they want to make time in their schedule to see it. But... We're at a sort of weird crossroads with the deck where other Aether Vial decks have just stopped playing their deck. Like, Death and Taxes is not really something people are doing right now in the competitive tournaments. But we have tried to sidestep how bad Aether Vial is by playing Unearth instead. And if you don't know why Aether Vial is bad right now, it's not just Prismatic Ending. It was already the case that we were struggling because of Teferi. You know, the 3-mana Teferi. I guess I have to keep this Kiki Jiki. Because I have to keep this hand. And, like, none of it really does anything for me. I'm going to throw back the Swamp. Because Swamp doesn't cast Kiki Jiki. It's rare that you get a hand where you have to keep a Kiki Jiki, but I don't think going to 5 here. Yeah, so it's like Archmage's Charm. And these are cards that have been around since before Modern Horizons 2, a lot of them. But it's just now... It's not just 3-mana Archmage's Charm that steals your Aether Vial, which, like, arguably is good for you because... I don't know. It means you're probably going to resolve a creature that turn, but it's tempo based, right? Like, you don't know if it's going to be good. So I can't say it's definitely good for you. But, yeah, you've got Prismatic Ending. You've got decks playing main deck Prismari commands. You've got Teferi. You've got Archmage's Charm. The decks that aren't playing those cards, they usually have Kolaghan's Command or something like that. So like, and then the decks that aren't playing any of those cards are just combo decks where they're just combo decks where your Aether Vial is never going to get up past 1 or 2 anyway, so you can't get any value off of it. Like, we're just gonna play this off the top. Oh my goodness, it's that kind of game where we're just gonna generate 100 mana and have nothing to cast with it. I guess good thing we kept Kiki-Jiki, but there's really nothing to do. Oh, it's Rhinos. I didn't even notice that they suspended this. We've lost this game already, by the way. We're still fine against control. Our matchup got a little bit worse because Aether Vial is even worse, but they're also playing I don't even how do you can't win this at this point, right? Like, I can empty my hand here. Like, I can cast Kiki-Jiki, copy a Hierarch, make another one, and then attack with it. But like, is that a winning plan against the Fury deck? Which is like, my whole board is almost definitely dead here. We'll see. But yeah, our matchup against control is a little worse, but it's still fine. We're still favored. We still are on the front foot and have plenty of ways to draw cards. So like, it doesn't really matter that we don't get to play Aether Vial against control anymore. It used to be like a joke because you had so many ways to make your stuff uncounterable with Cavern and Vial, but now it's just like the games are a little bit harder, but not really. So, I mean, it is what it is. But the card Vial itself, it's almost a trap. Because if you're planning your game around it and you hit a combo matchup, like, it's just not good enough. You know, like it's just too slow. Like, imagine they had this Shardless Agent on 3 here. Like, they probably could have, and they had to kill our Kiki-Jiki. You know, our Vial is not gonna keep up with this. Like, we don't have enough mana to do anything like that. This kills 1 Rhino, like, so bad. We're just gonna thin, pretend we have nothing in hand. We'll chump, then we'll... I guess I don't even want to chump. This Grim Wanderer. I mean, this Grim Wanderer is better than other things might be, but... I could make a total bluff, but not gonna. Because Munitions Expert on defense is just as good a bluff. But yeah, Aether Vial got worse. Even if you get it. So we talked about all the reasons why, like, it just gets removed or like it's an actual dead card. But then there's the other matchups, like, let's say Kolaghan's Command is only a sideboard card, right? And you're playing against Blackguard Ragavan, which we just beat, by the way. They have so much pressure that when your Aether Vial is at 3 or 4, and you, I won't say wasted a card, but, you know, you... Oh my god, how did they get so many Rhinos? We're already dead, it doesn't matter. You block the 2/2 because it doesn't have trample. So, like, even if you do get your Aether Vial online, you stabilize, let's say, and you're at a pretty low life total. Let's even say you're at like 11 life. And you do like the Holy Grail, which was you generate 4 free mana by vialing in your Ringleader, and then you draw Snoop and Matron. It's like, unless you Ringleadered into like 2 Munitions Experts that you can cast on the spot, you're probably not in a good spot, and like, you can't close out the game very quickly because they have a lot of removal still. and then every single one of their threats is a must answer, right? Like, you're just gonna keep falling further and further behind, because if you stumble for a second, their Dragon's Rage Channeler just flies over the top and kills you. So in this matchup, we have zero hope of doing anything really threatening. We want to be able to close out the game quickly, so I'm going to keep this Grim Wanderer. I'm going to keep one Munitions Expert. We're going to try to combo, but it's not going to work. Grist is probably not that good. We probably need Pashlikmans. We don't want to play a long game. And then we need turn 2 Blood Moon and just like pray that that's enough. And I think we might need this Crater Maker for whatever sideboard cards they have. So maybe we do just take out... I mean, it's between taking out Grist and the last Ringleader. And I think I'm just supposed to take out the Grist. Or we could take out one Unearth. Take out one Unearth. But yeah, Aether Vial's bad. Ask Spider Space. He'll tell you. Is this the worst hand in history? Like, let's say I draw land. So turn 1 Blackleaf Cliffs, turn 2 Conspicuous Snoop. Okay. Let's say I don't draw land. Turn 1 Blackleaf Cliffs Skirk. Turn 2 Snoop. Turn 3 Unearth Snoop. But you still need to draw 2 lands. I think we have to mulligan this. This hand is pretty bad. It has Snoop, but Snoop isn't surviving. Although you have Unearth for when Snoop doesn't survive. And then you have this to deal with one set of Rhinos. And you throw back Kiki and hope to draw a Harbinger. I guess this is like a way forward. I don't think it's good, especially with 2 Chalices and 3 Blood Moons as dead draws in your deck. Like, but can we beat them on 5? That's a real question for the chat. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think we can beat them with this hand either, if I'm being honest. But we can't beat Rhinos without getting lucky anyway. But is the kind of lucky I want to get mulling to 5 to find turn 2 Blood Moon? Like, that's probably not more likely than this hand getting there. Let's do this. We'll throw back Kiki. If they kept a hand where they're just like, yeah, I have turn 3 Rhinos and they can't deal with that, and they're right. If they kept that kind of hand, I mean, I'll have, you know, at least a way to delay them. And we will get a redraw off Snoop with this fetch land, so it's like sort of like drawing a card. Talante says keep this. I'm glad I agreed before seeing that. Yeah, I think that this is not as good as you could ask for, but better than the average 5 for sure. The London Mulligan makes things so different. Like, when I'm on the mulligan this is a garbage hand. When I'm like leaning towards that, those are the days that I win all my matchups and I just combo everybody on turn 2, like turn 3. You just get there so often, but I do agree that this is a keepable hand. Well, there's Harbinger. Do you have it? Tap out for some kind of stupid 2-mana play. Or just play like green-blue mana. Play a second forest. Well, Misty Rainforest is sort of green-blue mana. I have to go for it, right? I have to try it. We talked about getting lucky. Even if they kill my Snoop, I can put something on top with Harbinger that will be good. Like another Snoop? I think that's what you would want. My other option is to just play Snoop and hope they tap out for Rhinos, which I think seems better now. Because 2 pieces of removal I think I like this. I think I like just playing the second Snoop as insurance. And we won't even attack. If they bolt our Snoop here, that would be so good. Oh, shit. So we'll leave that on top. Because we actually have them dead without casting Harbinger. And they have to have 2 pieces of removal here, which I don't believe they can have without a Fury. So get your hat, it's ready, because Kikijiki's on top. Are they just going to bounce one? Is that... If this is Brazen Bar into Stomp, like, that's fine. When I say that's fine, there's nothing I could have done. I will shuffle Kikijiki away, though, if that's the case. So, upkeep. Make a copy. It looks like we're getting there. Sometimes they let you make a copy because they don't realize that they're gonna die because of it. Now, they could also have a counter spell. So, how do I play around counter spell? I play around counter spell by casting Boggart Harbinger instead of Sling-Gang Lieutenant. And I'll use Boggart Harbinger to put a Sling-Gang Lieutenant on top. But if they counter it, I just unearth the Boggart Harbinger into play. So here's one of those places. Yeah, Psalm's on the same wavelength. Here's one of those places where Aether Vial could have been bounced by Brazen Bar, although it wouldn't have this game. But it's one of those places that, like, Unearth just gives you these new, different possibilities that you wouldn't have had, and it's definitely good. There's no doubting that it's good here. Allowing you to beat a counterspell is a big deal. Because you only have so much time. I believe this is more than 18. So we'll now draw for turn. Blood Moon is there. I think I'm supposed to shuffle first, just in case. We definitely need to get... Well, we don't definitely need to get another black mana. But they could have, like, Kozilek's Return, which would suck. Kozilek's Return... There's nothing we can do about Kozilek's Return. So we'll cast Harbinger. Kozilek's Return just blows us out. I'm hoping this is Counterspell and not Kozilek's Return. Counter spell. Mystical Dispute. Just about the same. Healing a Legacy Powered. Comboing twice in a turn. Unearth. Targeting Boggart Harbinger. That happened. They're tapped out. They concede. So now they know we have Blood Moon in our deck, which, if we want to, gives us the opportunity to take them out. And now what do they do about that, right? Like, they can't side in Graveyard Hate. How dumb would that be? But do I want to bring in... Take out Blood Moon? Or maybe the third Unearth? I don't think so. I think turn 2 Blood Moon is its own reward. It's going to be tough. And if they get green and blue mana, you're, like, kind of not done anything. So maybe another Unearth is better. Especially on the draw, because they can get 2 basics before you do anything. Still sort of looking for Blood Moon. But we stole that. Well, I wouldn't say we stole it, because we would have had it either way, right? But... Not often do you beat Rhinos in any of the game. They're just extremely consistent, and their plan C is... It just matches up so well against what we're trying to do. I won't complain because this is the first zero lander I've seen today. So 8 matches, 1 zero lander. That's about on par. But we'll mulligan rather than keep a chalice on 0 and think that that's good enough. We have no green mana for any of these cards, so we have 3 uncastable cards and an awful card. Well, we have 3 uncastable cards that are great, and then the rest of this hand is just not good enough. So we got to go to 5. And, I mean, this is a thing that could get there, and we do have the basic swamp as our 3rd one. We have to keep 5, though, so I believe I'm just keeping all of the lands and snoops. Nothing else does anything. Unless I'm, like, really hedging towards drawing a Blood Moon, and I don't want to do that. There's only 2 in the deck. Yeah, I think we just have to keep snoops and a bunch of lands. Because this hedges towards drawing a Blood Moon as well, right? You just also give yourself combo outs for the scenario where they're about to suspend this. Oh, there's a bunch of people here? All right. This is my chance to burn your eyes out of your skulls. I've been watching the great Ronald Gagney. Shout outs if you're in the chat, but you should watch both Ron and the Ham. If you don't, because Limited is the best form of Magic. But he's experimenting with new layouts because MTGO's layout isn't great. And I made this thing to try and mimic Arena. Now, it's obviously very rough. Oh, wait, because I have the exile thing popped out, it looks worse. All right, so it makes the cards bigger, number 1. You can only see the top of cards in my hand, but it's not like you were reading cards out of my hand anyway. You have your life total at the center, you have your opponent's life total at the center. Mine is a little bigger than theirs. It doesn't have to be. I just felt like I was supposed to do that, but I don't know. And then you have like a section for their graveyards next to where you would imagine you put your deck when you're playing, right? I think it's worse, but I don't know if that's just because I'm used to the other way, right? I'm gonna play this next turn with it like this. And if you needed information, like they have this on the thing, you exile, it pops out right there. So it's not like I am actually going to be missing information. I cut out the timers because I didn't give a shit about the timers. You can see the edge of it over here, but the timers are not important. So the centered life totals are specifically to make it more like Arena, and that's like kind of the whole idea. Now, it covers this attack thing, but it doesn't... I don't think that matters either. It's really obvious when you're in the attack step, right? So we're going to play Snoop again. And then we're going to play this Bloodstained Mire, and we're almost certainly shuffling that away. We just don't want them to know that yet. And we're gonna grab Stomping Ground, so we have green mana for our punishment, and we can play it on 0. They have no third land. They have no third land. All right. Obviously, these stupid gold borders are huge and ugly. I just know that there needs to be something to make this stand out, because when you take it away, it like kind of just bleeds in with the cards too much. So the big ugly border is even better than that right now, but it's not even centered. I was just... Yeah, I can center it better, but it doesn't. Come on. I guess you have to ungroup them. I grouped them so that they move together. Whatever. Not going to do that right now. I'm going to not punt this game away. But I'm going to switch back to the other layout. But it's something that I'm working on. How do you guys feel when you see streams that do stuff like that? Do they just killed that with a dead? There's no rhinos in play. So let's just play an uncounterable Snoop. We don't have to play punishment yet. Jiki is on top, which means we have the win. If we get to untap, because we have uncounterable Cavern of Souls on Sling Gang Lieutenant. So we don't want them to know that even if they somehow destroy a land, we still have the Cavern of Souls. So let's just F6 and all right. So they have the dead, as do we, but I'd like people's opinions on that, because it's not like this layout is fantastic. Like, as I moved towards the bigger webcam thing, just because like that's how it goes. Now I have all this dead space. Like, I pretty the dead space up with the preview that you can't really see. And like when chat's empty, you're just getting like, you know, old. You know, you can kind of maybe read what happened in the combat log, but it's not like it's that good. Do I play this now? Yeah, I think I do. Although maybe yeah, I can't just take that much damage is really what it comes down to. And they know I have Jiki. They're stuck on the third land for a while here. We're gonna play this out. I'm sure they have some kind of removal. Make sure I do this before I make a mistake. Sling Gang and Jiki will end games quickly. If this Sling Gang survives, which I doubt it. 6 cards in hand, none of them lands. Almost definitely 2 and 3 mana interactions. Unless they just have 100 Cascaders in hand, which would be something. But we have one of our fastest ways to close out the game. And we are not fortunate enough that we get there with it. But, like I said, unexpected. Not... Or, well, that was expected. Unlikely to get there with that plan. But, got a clock. No reason not to play this. And we'll make blue mana to assert dominance. The old Grixis Jiki. Interesting, because like if you don't kill the Sling Gang, I'm definitely gonna play the Jiki that you know about. So if you have the one piece of removal, you have to kill the Sling Gang then, because then I'm gonna target it, and even if you kill my Jiki, I then have 5 power in play. So they got there. This is almost certainly Violent Outburst. And we are very lucky to have drawn the punishment here. I'm just going to cast this again. Not feeling as dominant, so we don't make blue mana. I'll fake the Munitions Expert by leaving a black-red. I would also attack if I was faking the Munitions Expert, but the question is this Brazen Borrowers or is this Cascade instant speed? I'm almost positive that Rhinos still plays the instant speed Cascaders, even though they've been moving to like these more mid-rangey shells. I'm pretty sure it's still 8 Cascaders. So I don't want to attack into this. They have virtually 7 cards in hand, so like you don't attack into 7 cards in hand. If they just cast Brazen Borrows, good for them, but yeah, I kind of knew that that was the case. And we're going to try to cast another punishment. At this point, I don't know if it'll work. I can do this while they're tapped out, because I'm not blocking with the Kiki Jiki, so I might as well make a token that will survive through their turn and soak up 1 point of damage. I don't know if I like these tokens. I could have waited to get more damage in on them, but oh, if I'm gonna cast I'm gonna cast this for X equals 0. Kinda. Ooh, okay, that will definitely draw a counterspell. Oh, but I won't have green mana. I don't think you can choose which tokens get used. It's usually like the most recent set. Although it may be related to what set your card comes from. I've heard that too. Let's see if we can like fool them here. Oh, but then my tokens like definitely die here. All right, let's undo that. Let's attack for 2. See if they cast another Violent Outburst, which they may have. All right, so then yeah, I don't have another opportunity to float this green if they just decide to. Whoa, 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 whoa. Don't tap that black mana. This is my last punishment, by the way. So it's the only dead draws at this point are Grist and such. They won't be able to cast any of these Brazen Borrowers if they let this resolve. We may be in a good position. We just might. This is Brazen Borrower. What is that? Oh no, it's gonna be a Violent Outburst? Oh, did they call my bluff? Do I call their bluff? I can't beat these 4 rhinos. Maybe I'm just supposed to like... Maybe I'm just supposed to copy this token to see if they make a move. Which doesn't really work. They shouldn't. I think I just have to assume that theirs... No, because they would have... Alright, I'm screwed. They just have another one. I don't know why I didn't see that coming. Was there any way around that? I don't think there was a way around that. So I just have to draw really well here. This matchup is so difficult. Mystical Dispute. Okay. I can't pay the 3. Man, that sucks. That sucks a lot, because I'm still going to die to these rhinos. Seasoned Pyromancer. I didn't even know they played that. I was checking if I gave them the mana for that, but I didn't. We're just in horrible shape here. Like I was saying, their plan C is just already so good against us that really not a lot we can do. And soaking up 1 damage is probably not the plan here. It's probably not the ideal. Maybe I'm supposed to be like making a token here that in case I draw Slingang, I have more life total to gain. But drawing uncastables, lose. We can't get these rhinos off the board. Seasoned Pyromancer was too good. And we weren't even coming close to drawing out of it. Those were 2 really rough losses. I mean, winning 1 game against rhinos gives you so much hope. And we were in a decent position. I don't know if we could have navigated our way out of that, given the cards we... I mean, we mulled to 5, so it's not like started that game great, right? But 2 punishments is like pretty close to being able to do something. Chalice would have been nice there at some point in that game. Because it just means they need... again, it's like a safety blanket, but it means they need 2-piece interaction to get 3 stuff. So that would have been good. Unfortunately, we are 1 and 2 in this league. We went... So our last 4 leagues, we went 4-1, 3-2, 4-1, 4-1. And here, playing at 2 in the afternoon when all the real serious grinders are playing, we are doing worse. Checking my text messages. Surprise is pretty... All right, we're gonna mulligan this garbage hand. This hand is not better. This hand is not better in any sense. We're in the draw, so it's not even like we beat a Ragavan with this expert. Like, what decks are we playing against that's gonna be good? None. This is keepable at least. Throwback Ringleader. Keeping both of these gives you outs that you don't have, but it's possible this swamp is just so bad that I have to throw that back. And then if I don't have the 3rd land, I'll just unearth. So, okay. This is the highest upside keep, but it's not the safest. But none of these cards slam the door shut on anybody, so I'm not just going to keep 3 lands and be like, if I get to 3 lands, I'm in good shape. Mishra's Bauble. Start targeting themselves. Maybe Death Shadow, but probably not. It's just blue-red Murktide, which means we're about to be 1-3 in a minute. About to be 1-3 in a minute. Although Unearth... I mean, we beat Black-Red Ragavan earlier today. Maybe Blue-Red Murktide will play similarly. But they had, like, no Unholy Heats. So, I'm going to try to block with this Crater Maker. Yeah, I'll play 2 copper. Red-green goblins coming at you. I'll block. Oh, who would have guessed? They had one of their 1,000,000 1-mana removal spells. Damn. Damn, I didn't expect that. So, our options on this next turn are play Grist Plus and try to block that way. Are they just going to cast a free 1/1? What do you think? It will pressure our Grist. Looks like it. No, they're just going to cast a 6/6 flyer. Aha. So, if I play Grist into this, it just dies. So, I have to survive with a high enough life total, which means I have to get the swamp here, which sucks. I believe my best play is Skirk Unearth. Although I could just plus Grist and then Unearth the Grist next turn to kill the Murktide. This is a very likely counterspell here, though. So I'm gonna do this because I think this is counterspell, and just taking 6 with no, or taking 8, can't come back from that. This is gonna get counterspelled. Bell Pierce, same difference, right? Well, wait a second. Do I want the Crater Maker? Does it make a difference? Doesn't actually make a difference. But it is... It does give me more options. It does give me more options. So I'll do that. It's obviously so small. The more options is if they decide not to attack with Ragavan, or I decide not to block, I can kill things at instant speed. It's really, I'm blocking. That's what it comes down. Or can I even because I need something to sack for this Grist. So I actually have to take this hit. I have to take this hit, which sucks. Gives them Ragavan mana. They get another Matron. Had I played Grist this turn, last turn, I would have been in the same spot. Pretty much exactly, except just no creature in play. If this is another Spell Pierce, consider me blown out. And it is? Just, alright, we're dead. Can't win. Man, is that a hard deck to deal with. Turn 1 or 2 Ragavan, and then turn 3 Murktide. Oof, I say, oof. And they can just hard cast Murktides because of Monkey. Like, not that hard for them. On the play, I think you want Chalice. Do you ever want Leyline? I know everybody boards in Leyline, but is it good? Like, is Grist just not good enough? Because it kills all of their threats. Doesn't matter that their threats are, you know... It does stop them from ever casting Murktide. Take out all the Skirks. Wanderer sucks. They bring in Torpor Orbs, which is crazy. Munitions Expert is only good against Monkey. One more card. I guess you board out the key. Pretty unlikely that you're going to combo. And you have Unearths as more copies. This is a horrible hand. 3 4-drops? Come on. I'll keep this hand. I don't like it, but I'll keep it. You have to throw back the 1 Kiki to give yourself the combo outs that you need. Play Copperline Gorge. Turn 2, we're going to play Chalice. Gonna hope Chalice is good enough. You don't play Chalice to stop the Mishra's Baubles. You play it to stop Ragavan Lightning Bolt, Spell Pierce, etc. But this might be a Spell Pierce right here, and I'm just screwed. And this is exactly why. Play Copperline Gorge first, because you could just go into that sequence where you draw Copperline Gorge, Copperline Gorge, Copperline Gorge. And had you played anything else first, you look like a fool. EE on 0. Well, that's that, isn't it? That's not good. Oh. Get counterspelled here. I will feel so... I was supposed to play Cavern. Alright. I assumed that the EE was for... Yeah. The 2 mana was for Engineered Explosive activation. Which is why I didn't play Cavern, but then I realized, like, oh, they can just do that next turn. So... Aggressive iteration here. You reveal Bobble. Just a free extra card off of their iteration. The Unholy. Bobble needs to go. I've been saying it for a long time, but Bobble needs to go. There's no way that Bobble is fair, given all of the ways it fits into these things. The only 0 mana spell, like, imagine these Baubles were any other 0 mana spell. There is not one, and I'm including Phyrexian mana here. There isn't a single one that does what Bauble does as well as it does. And plenty of those are banned. So, like, Bauble's been broken with Lurrus a long time. I know we, like... It's even more apparent now that Delirium is, like, the... that Delirium is, like, that important, and it triggers Dragon's Rage Channeler, and it fuels, Murktide Regent, but, like, it was broken before that, too. Spike made a tweet that everybody remembers because it was funny. Like, oh, I have a great new deck idea. Like, here's the start of it. And it was just Lurrus for Bobble. Because Lurrus is insane, and Bobble makes it so that there's always a card that you have. Man. Dragon's Rage Channeler is going to be annoying. I'm going to name Insect here. Just to prevent it from getting countered. Or dominant. Plus. This is where things like Lurrus is banned in Legacy format with better and more efficient answers than Modern. Never understood how it survived in Modern. Yeah. I mean, I think if I'm like actually thinking about the question, how did it survive in Modern? I think what happened was they planned on printing more companions in Modern Horizons 2. And because Companion went over so poorly, they didn't. But I think, like, they planned on printing more, and they banned all of the super busted companions that, like, ended every game the same exact way. And they were like, but Lurrus is just like, okay, we're planning on making Modern Legacy Light, so we'll just hold out. And at this point, it's like there's no other companions, but Lurrus isn't. Well, how do you put it? Lurrus is in line with how they want the power level of these formats to be. And I don't even think Lurrus without Bobble is that big a deal. Because the thing is, the plan... They're just attacking my life total? Okay. You would think that you hit Grist there, but I guess it doesn't matter. Does it say they have to attack me if able? No, it just attacks. Oh, okay. Yeah, I can't beat this. I mean, I did draw 8 lands, so 9 lands. So it's whatever. But yeah, I think they were planning on. I'm gonna finish this league out because I have to go in half an hour. I'm gonna be on the Discord though. We might end up, I don't know, it might just end up being me and Harrison, and it might end up being more than that. I don't know. But yeah, it would be cool. I mean, companions are their way to bring Commander into the rest of their game, right? Commander's the most popular Magic format at this point because it's so much fun. You choose your identity, you build around it. Everything that Magic used to be, should be, other than the fact that Commander mostly sucks at this point, in my opinion. But 60 card 2-player Commander is like, I think that's the best thing that Magic could end up being, right? I'm on 3 Grist, specifically because of matchups like the one we just played. Although we got completely shit-canned by blue-red there. So here's the way Modern breaks down currently. And it's a good, since my last match doesn't matter at all, it's a good time to describe it. Modern, you have hyper efficient mid-range decks that have a bunch of 1-mana threats, 1 and 2 mana threats, I guess if you count Murktide and Luris. And then you have combo. Do I keep this? This hand has so many options that I'm gonna keep it, even though I think it's a bad hand. We're not playing for any kind of stakes at this point. It's five Bison Bucks, so who cares? But Modern breaks down into 2 things: hyper efficient mid-range cards that cost 1 and 2 mana. Mid-range is now 1 and 2, and then combo decks, right? So we are, other than Titan, which is arguably awful right now, and we have a fine matchup against anyway, we are the literal fastest combo deck in that you get in on turn 3. The other combo decks they play a little bit more mid-rangey, a little slower, but things like Hammer Time, which if you look here is like the number 2 deck. We'll go to like the last 7 days. Like, no, we're faster than Storm. Storm can turn 3 you, but not as consistently or easily as us. And Blue-Eye Control does play 4 Chalice now. But anyway, it breaks down into these combo decks that are trying to kill you really fast. And then these hyper-efficient mid-range things. But like Living End, Footfalls, which is just Rhinos, Hammer Time, Creativity, Tron, Amulet Titan, all of these are in this combo decks thing. So those decks we're fine against. We have Snoop into Harbinger. We can kill any of them, you know, without, I don't want to say without any trouble, but like, it's a good matchup, right? You are the faster deck. They have to deal with you. You have resiliency, not just in the form of Unearth, but just in tutor ability with your Matron to go over and over again, right? So you're going to beat Hammer. Hammer's a good matchup. Storm is a pretty good matchup. And then there's Control, which you're always going to be fine against Control. Because you can beat Control with 1/1s. That's really what it comes down to. They're not going to block you, so you can pressure their life total with the worst creatures you could imagine. And we do that, and we draw infinite of them because we tutor them up one at a time with Matron, or we draw many of them with Ringleader, or we pull them off the top of our deck with Snoop, etc., etc. So like Control, fine. So we've already covered combo Control. Then we have mid-range. Our deck used to be the best mid-range. Yeah, I know what you mean, Carador. There's a couple decks that are easy to disrespect. I mean, we have 4 Leyline of the Void, which are for like Living End and stuff, but we can beat Storm without them, and with them it's even easier. So like, yeah, they can nut draw you, and sometimes you'll just lose to combo decks, right? Like that's what I'm talking about with Amulet Titan. Being able to turn to you, but it's not common, even though it's more. But then, so these mid-range decks, they kind of break down a little bit further. But there's these like red Ragavan and Unholy Heat decks, and then there's like the Affinity decks. We're just fine against Affinity. We can't pull anything off the top here, so I just don't want them to see what we're drawing. So we'll shuffle as soon as we're able, but this looks like, I was gonna say it looks like Obosh red, but they didn't reveal Obosh. So, oh, and they have Manamorphose. So this is just like mono red weird prowess with Crash Through, which I don't think is probably that good, but it is what it is. Sling Gang Lieutenant is probably gonna slam the door shut on this game. They have 3 cards in hand. What do I put on top with this Harbinger? I can put Ringleader on top. Especially considering kind of have it locked up. Or I could put Munitions Expert on top and just like keep their board clear, which is probably smart. Now, if they Kozilek's return me from the main, I'll be upset, but it is what it is. So the mid-range decks, they're just... The mid-range decks, they all have 1 mana threats, so they look a lot like aggro decks, right? They're all playing Dragon's Rage Channeler and Ragavan, but these cards just generate insane value while they do a lot of damage at the same time, right? Like, Isamaru Hound of Konda was an aggro card, right? And Ragavan is just that with a different creature type and way more text on it. So it's a little confusing, is what I'm saying. But, so we used to be the best mid-range grindy deck, but we can't... Our answers to those cards are so bad that we just can't compete. I'm going to save 3 life here and chump. They don't have a Lava Dart in their graveyard, right? Yeah, if they don't have if they had a Lava Dart, I would need to save it, but I actually would just lose to a Lava Dart anyway. We're going to kill this while we can. Probably take 3 from this Bedlam Reveler. And then we'll play Sling Gang Lieutenant and hope that they don't draw more Bedlam Revelers. Anyway, our answers like Munitions Expert are just so bad because like you need 3 Goblins in play to kill a Dragon's Rage Channeler. But they're playing 8 copies of Lightning Bolt, basically. 8 1 mana kill anything I want in your deck. So like... Not only can we not remove their little crappy creatures, we can't block their little crappy creatures because they fly. And they're not even crappy. They're way better than ours. And they just get, like, insane value. So if we drag the game out, we're probably going to lose. Like, you get all the way up to, like, imagine I cast a Ringleader here and I drew 4 cards. And I got Bedlam Reveler off the field with... you know, the Munitions Expert I draw, and I'm like so thankful or whatever, but then they just play Murktide Regent, right? Like if that's what happens. And I imagine they are playing Murktide Regent because this looks like it might be blue-red, but I don't know. Like I'm not going to be able to answer that Murktide Regent, and it's going to end the game in 2. So drawing the game out is not in our favor anymore against these mid-range decks. You can't just grind Jund into the dust. So what does that mean for us? We have to adjust so that we can kill their threats with non-Goblin synergy cards, with not Munitions Expert. And that's why I move towards Grist, and that's why I move towards Unearth. Because playing endless amounts of Goblins is not good enough anymore. You have to get into an absurd board state to really take advantage of that. Wow, these both have trample. That's rough. I have to gain 3 life to even like live to see another day. I guess there's like weird... No, there's no infinite combo outs. I'm gonna save that in case I draw Kiki Jiki. We don't get Kiki Jiki, but we do get Matron, which will allow us to cast a Munitions Expert and kill this Bedlam Reveler. They don't have a Lava Dart in the yard, correct? No, they don't. So I'll get another munitions expert. Red, black. I am never in 1,000,000 years blocking with this Sling Gang Lieutenant, so I'm going to attack with at least that. And I guess I'll attack with the munitions expert as well. So yeah, we need better answers that can kill 3/3s is really what it comes down to. But more than that, well, not more than that. That's the heart and soul of it. But we also got very few cards from Modern Horizons 2. And if you'll notice, they should have almost definitely hit me with that lava dart, or hit this Sling Gang with that lava dart, but it doesn't matter. Wow, they just have 2 lava darts in hand? Was I ever beating that? If I go up to 2 and I think I'm dead? Because they could just sack all their mountains? This is 4 damage, right? None of these came from the graveyard. Yeah. We got very few upgrades from Modern Horizons 2. And not only is Grist that, but we were playing Ignoble Hierarch, and the way our deck was working, we got into this place where the best cards in your hand, when you were not in your hand, in your deck, when you used to be resolving mulligans, were, I think we should bring in Blood Moon against the mono red deck. They were Snoop and Vile, right? You saw Snoop, you kept the hand. Not kept the hand, but you saw Snoop plus Vile, you were like, yes, this is our strongest thing we can be doing, right? But that's not really the case anymore. Well, especially since we got Vile. Vile just wasn't fast enough for whatever, that's why we took it out. But we did have Hierarch, and Hierarch is like this powerful thing that you see it and you say to yourself, like, ramping has got to be good, right? But all of our 3-drops kind of sucked. Like, you didn't want to play any of our 3-drops on turn 2. Like here, I play Ignoble Hierarch. I mean, I'm ramping towards Ringleader, but it's probably not surviving. And like, any card other than Grist in this hand, like, I'm not doing anything exciting. But when you have Noble Hierarch and Grist, and unfortunately we're going to mull to 5 here, suddenly those hands get a lot better. You have reasons to keep hands with Ignoble Hierarch, so you have like this sort of second A plus B combo that can take over the game on its own. What I've been trying to do is, like, if you look at how Elementals looked before Modern Horizons 2, or even right after Modern Horizons 2, and then you look at it after, they didn't play any 1-drops. I'm gonna save this Chalice, because maybe they have a 2-drop that I kill. I don't know. I don't know their deck that well. I don't think they do. Nope, there's Dragon's Rage Channeler. If they crack this fetch, I'm cacking that Dragon's Rage Channeler off. Alright, I think we got away with that. I think they have removal in hand, and this Chalice is going to stop their removal. So we'll just play Chalice next turn. We won't play Munitions Expert to try and get them. I don't think that that's worth it. And then we have just a bunch of 2-drops to play, which is good. Where was I? Yeah, so Ignoble Hierarch is like an on-tribe ramp piece, but we didn't have anything that was exciting to ramp into on turn 2 that could take over the game, and Grist fills that hole as well. It doesn't get in the way of any of our nut draws. Like, you can still turn 2 Snoop. You can still... And Ignoble doesn't help with that at all, right? Like, the other cards that we could have added that a lot of people were suggesting were things like Thoughtseize, and I tried that. Because it's like, okay, if you're going to lean on your combo more, and our combo's fine. Not that it couldn't always be better, but like our combo's good. It's winning us the games that we expect it to. If you're playing Thoughtseize, they're trying to fuel that thing that draws 3. I can't remember the name of it. So Thoughtseize becomes, you can go really low on Ringleader and still have it be good, but I've been thinking about removing Ringleader entirely. So Goblin density for Ringleader is like sort of my least concerned. They're almost just really bad copies of Matron at this point. Like yeah, sometimes we have to lean on them to draw a couple goblins because, or we want to, like in control matchups and things like that. But Ringleader is a 4-mana 2/2 haste that draws you. Oh my god, I was supposed to get green mana. Not a big deal. Hopefully we don't get punished by drawing the best card in our deck. Don't. I'm just gonna play Snoop out. Whoops. We will get punished here if there's if there was a ignoble on top, but because we would cycle. By cycle, I mean discard the ignoble by playing it off top into our chalice. But yeah, if you look at the math for Ringleader, like the chance of drawing 2 cards off of Ringleader isn't really affected until you go below 26 goblins. And like, I think that we're way above 26 goblins because we used Bedlam Reveler. That was the card I couldn't remember. I think that I'm going to cast this at upkeep regardless to try and draw a land so that I can double Munitions Expert this. And we kind of got there. This is a wild line. Black, red. We have to do this in upkeep because we'll draw this and then not be able to cast it. We have a decent board. But yeah, so we have, I'll show you how many goblins we have. They just conceded if you didn't hear that. We haven't really gone anywhere near low on goblins, right? Because we've replaced vials, which already weren't goblins, and we replaced, like, one of these would have been a vial, and then we could have had 2 more goblins, which one of them used to be a ringleader, and probably, like, a Mog War Marshal or 2. But, like, if Mog War Marshal is a do-nothing card, right, in all of your matchups because they're... or in all of the matchups where it used to be good... because they're just Dragon's Rage channeling and Murktiding over you, right? Like, there's not a lot of Tarmogoyfs around. Even in the decks that have Tarmogoyf, that's not the card you care about. So, like, taking out Mog War Marshal as a hit for your Ringleader, like, how much worse is your deck after doing that, right? Like, the worst part about Ringleader not hitting goblins at this point is that it may put some of your best cards to the bottom. And so, like, here, you look at this hand, and, like, if this is a Matron or a Harbinger, this hand is garbage. Well, I wouldn't say garbage because it has this, which is really good. But, like, I may be able to take over the game if this Hierarch survives, right? Just because I can play it on turn 2 and maybe block. They have to deal with it. I gain life because of it. It's just like, it's so high upside, and it's like the only thing we have that Hierarch ramps us into. So we're trying to leverage the Hierarch just as best we can. Play that Copperline Gorge first, especially since we have this Black Leaf Cliffs in hand. But it's also because of this punishment. Can't cast punishment off of Cavern of Souls, which is the worst part. You can cast Grist off of it. Take 2. They were looking for a land. They don't seem to have found one, which means that this Grist may take over the game here. Blackleaf Cliff. Green. And Hierarch plus Grist. Like, I could sack the Hierarch, but I'm just gonna plus here. They may like Lightning Bolt my Grist, but then they wasted a Bolt on it. It's not even dead. I can chump. If they have another Crash Through, that'll kind of be the worst case scenario, but that's not even a worst case scenario, really, is it? So yeah, we didn't go down on Goblin density to get these Grists in here in any meaningful way, because 26 is the magic number where you actually start to hurt yourself a lot. But we're already thinking about removing the ringleaders we have. They don't do a lot, and they come so late in the game. I think they're gonna kill my Grist here. I wonder. So they kill a Hierarch, which is fine, because I was thinking about casting Punishment for 1. They still have a Lava Dart. They gotta kill the Grist. And we didn't get to take over the game with it, but I would certainly not call it bad. We're gonna try to encourage them to play more 1-drops if they have them. And we're also gonna block, and then if they cast something to trigger Prowess, we can crack it and probably waste another Prowess trigger from them. Crash Through. Well, it turns out we don't get that opportunity. Just gonna let this happen. Take the extra point of damage. Could have tried it, but I don't think they would have done what they did without a second one, and it would just go so poorly. The benefit of the line I was talking about before is that you block the damage regardless. Yeah, and we wouldn't have... That's actually really good for us that they hit those, right? Because they can't cast that. I guess they can cast at the end of their next turn. They're... Okay. Bedlam Reveler costing 8 is awkward. So next turn, they're going to play Dragon's Rage Chandler Bedlam Reveler. Each instant and sorcery in your graveyard, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so they're gonna cast this Bedlam Reveler, which I can't kill with my current board state. I think I have to Matron into Munitions Expert to win, because they already have Lava Dart out in their graveyard, so it's not like I could even play a combo line. It's not like I could play Sling Gang right now. So let's just do this. And then I'm going to play the Cavern. I don't think there's anything better for me to get, right? Like, you could try the Ringleader plan. But we're trying to set up to be able to kill the one Bedlam Reveler that they're going to be able to play. And we still want to be able to do that block Prowess line. Because if they waste a Manamorphose in combat... Oh, I guess they'll just do it pre-combat, but they won't have Trample. So... I think that I'm just supposed to try to kill this. They don't have Delirium. So I will be able to kill a Dragon's Rage Chandler. Yeah, oh, I forgot that I have this punishment to kill Dragon's Rage Chandler and stuff. So we're just gonna let this happen. Harrison, if you're watching. This is my last match in the league. So everybody else watching as well, this is my last match in the league. Oh man. I didn't realize land was the last thing they were missing. and they had Sunbaked Canyon already out. It doesn't really matter because we're gonna get to 3 for 1 then. I'll take 2. I could just kill this. No, but I'm gonna kill it next turn. So dumb. I keep going back and forth talking about killing it and not killing it, and it's like, you already decided. So they didn't cast those Bedlam Revelers and instead chose, I don't know, to hold something up. But black, green, and 1 will kill everything they just played. Get Plague Winded. Those are little bugs. Punishment is a plague of locusts. Punishment is a plague of locusts. Okay. So, I could shock in this Blood Crypt. But I'm not going to because they have a Lava Dart in the yard. And the chance that 1 point of damage is enough to kill something is pretty much 0, which is why I keep saying that Munitions Expert isn't as good as it used to be. It's not like where we need to be. There's just so much. All of the threats have so much toughness on them now. And, you know, without playing Lightning Bolt, it's tough. I guess that's why they didn't play the Bedlam Reveler. This is not going to be easy for us. I need a land. Okay. Did I search for this Munitions Expert in front of them? I think I already... Yeah, I did. So I'll reveal it. And then we'll cast this. And then when this resolves, they can make a move or not. But when the tokens resolve, we will be able to kill Bedlam Reveler. So I'm not sure if that's where I want to be, though. I think I have to kill Dragon's Rage Channeler. And I want to do that while I can, without them untapping and being able to kill multiple things. Is here they can Lava Dart plus Lightning Bolt, and I still have 3 damage on it. They're looking for more Lava Darts, I guess. Which, I don't know. Hopefully they don't find. So we lose our Sling Gang, but that's fine. It is the only Goblin with an ability here, which is another reason Grist works so good in the deck, because all of your stuff after you played it has gotten its ETB and you can just freely sack it. So Grist would be a fantastic top deck here. Something we didn't used to have in this situation, other than Munitions Expert, I guess. But we didn't cut any of those, right? Do I chump here? I think gaining 3 life is fine. Because a Munitions Expert next turn from this Matron still kills this, even through 1 spell, right? So... Ooh, I like that. Red, red. I'm pretty sure they have nothing. That's why they did what they did with that Lava Dart. If they had other 1-mana spells that could have... I don't know why they wouldn't have cast it already. Wow, they choose to kill that and not the Kiki Jiki, which is going to end up good for us in the long run because we have this Matron. So we just can't chump with this Matron. Okay. So they give trample. Little do they know we weren't going to block that Bedlam Reveler anyway. Well, I would have blocked with this token, I guess. But all their creatures have trample? Oh, I forgot that it was all. Well, 6, 7, 8. Just going to take it. No reason to, as far as I know, prevent 1 damage when they do it in chunks of 3. And yeah. We should be okay here, though. If they have a removal spell, they'll kill this Kiki Jiki before we untap. They don't, but they might find one. No removal spell. At least yet. Manamorpho's gonna be cast. Whoops, that's the wrong Discord server. Where's our Discord server? Oh man, they found the lava dart. That sucks. Yeah, I'm glad to see you around, Mystical Pot. Unfortunately, you caught the very last game in what ended up being a really bad league for us, but a couple of close games that we lost. Oh, actually, this changes things, doesn't it? Unearth on Grist is really good. And I'm also going to be able to cast a munitions expert. So let's just start by unearthing Grist so we don't mess up with our black mana. He has an important question. I can't wait to hear what it is. Can you have her dinner? I don't know. Is there a convenience store near you? You think you could get hot Cheetos on this shorter notice? Eat those? Pyros. Why? I haven't had that in a while. We'll just kill. They're all the same. These are better. Noodles with tofu and Asian vegetable mix. You hit it right on the money, Miss Pot. That's what she's picking. I can feel it. She was gonna have that. Okay. You don't know what gyros are? They're not great. It's a Greek thing. It's like a big like mix of meats, but it's like a giant one lump of meat kebab that they slice stuff off of for you. I guess I have to chump this one. Can I afford to take 2? I think. I'm just gonna take one of them. Yeah, hero is how you would say it. That's it. I mean, I don't really like it. I don't think the meat is like, it's not what I'm into. It's like too like, what's the word? Like this like zesty minty flavor that I'm not like. Okay. Well, Chalice on 1 is gonna be good. A plus Grist. If we can ever get this Grist back up to 5, we win, right? Let's play Chalice on 1, which locks out a large portion of their deck. And now we have 2 chump blockers for our Grist that we can then cash in if we want to. We'll see who they even attack. Similar to Donair Kebab. I thought Donair Kebab was like, I know it's German, or it's like very popular in Germany, but I thought it was like breaded and fried. but I haven't had it in a long, or even I might even be thinking of something else. Yeah, so I think we got to keep this grist around. That's that makes a lot of sense. Snoop, you made it. See what's on top before we plus with grist. If we plus with grist, plussing with grist. Draw me a card. That's a card. Oh, I should have kept up this cavern. Should have kept up that cavern. Forgot not just that I had a chalice in play, but that I could play my 1-drops through it. But would have, had I realized my mistake before I cast into my own chalice, I would have done the same thing. Yeah, the Snoop plus Grist synergy is pretty cool. It doesn't come up very often, but it makes you a much more serious mid-range threat, I think. Just being able to manipulate your draws. So here they're attacking Grist again. They can't cast any 1-drops to actually target Grist, but if they have 2 1-drops, they can kill it by only chump with 1. I think I am going to... Do I really need Grist to survive? I want it to survive. I guess I'm just gonna plus it again, yeah. Or because I'm not gonna sack this Snoop, and maybe we're gonna have a reshuffle with the Wooded Foothills. Our concert's over. How's it going, Harrison? Yeah, I messaged you just a minute ago, right after this game. This is my last game in the league. See if we want to... Don't put that in the graveyard. Draw something. Okay. Didn't get there. I'm not blocking with this Snoop, am I? So let's just hit them for 2. Oh, but now they have outs to just kill me if they, like, attack my face because I took 1 life. Because they're going to have 4 cards in hand, 3 cards in hand. But they don't get there. All right. So they can't just kill me unless it's Manamorphose. Manamorphose. Any spell kills me. I'm going to block one of them. Like, at any point, if I had gotten a Goblin into play off of this Snoop, it would have been so good, which is why that Cavern of Souls mistap was a big mistake. But it felt small at the time. So they're going to take me to 1 here. I am going to probably, hopefully, kill one of their creatures. Then it is -5, which we have so many live. Oh, I am just dead with a Lava Dart. Oh, I never play around Lava Dart being 2 prowess triggers. All right, we're just dead. Well, I punted that one. But that's the league. It didn't go well. But we played a bunch of, like, kind of, I would say, close matchups that are coin flippy in mono red. We played nothing but red and Ragavan except for... No, this was red and Ragavan. We played Jund Ragavan, Rhinos, Burn, another Prowess Burn, and then... I don't remember what this one was or what the 5th one was, but it wasn't like anything else. It was just all burn and prowess and stuff like that. And I think we got the low side of a couple draws. But we did beat Ragavan Jund, which is like the most real deck we played against other than Rhinos. So bad showing score-wise, but honestly, for the matchups that matter, we did fine. I'm going to head off this stream. We're going to raid somebody. Maybe Evan is playing. I don't think it's late enough in the evening for Evan. We'll raid Fran. F Paulus. Hard to type. I hope I get it right. I'm /raid F Paul LUSJ. Is that? No, that's not right. LUSZ. Thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate it. If you're watching on YouTube, consider following on Twitch just so you could come chat with us live. That's the best part of the whole streaming process. If not, you're just here following on Twitch. I haven't followed yet. Following, because talking to everybody while we stream is the best part. I may be back later, maybe playing some Diablo, maybe playing more Magic. We'll see. Oh no, I won't be back later. I have band practice tonight. All right, I won't be back later. Sorry. See you all around. Have a good one.